I had always thought that kids in a haunted house would be a big hit. Going back to the days when, as a kid, I would go and look at Abbott and Costello, Meet Frankenstein, and movies like that. And I figured there was a great opportunity to do that, played for laughs in animation, and developed a show called Who's Scared, with two S's for scared, and with Hanna-Barbera, and there was a dog in there, but the dog was in the background, and it was the same basic group of kids, but it was much more serious. And went and presented them. This was really the cornerstone of the whole lineup, because I was convinced this was going to be the biggest hit that we ever had, even though nobody knew what the hell it was. And went up and saw Frank Stanton and Jack Schneider and Bob Wood and the various presidents that I had to deal with. And Stanton says, "We can't put that on the air. That's just too frightening." And he didn't have to say another word. I mean, that was that. And this is the first time that I made a presentation there that got turned down. And there was this enormous hole in the schedule. And I would liken it to NBC losing Friends on Thursday night. I mean, without this thing, we had no schedule. Just would fall apart. So I said, well, I got to find a way to fix this damn thing. And I booked a red eye to go back to California, because we were set another meeting up in about 4 days. And on the plane, I couldn't sleep. There's a red eye, and I'm listening to music. And as we're landing, as we're going in for the landing, Frank Sinatra comes on, and I hear him say, "Scooby-Dooby-Doo." And it's at that point I said, yeah, that's it. We'll take the dog, we'll call it Scooby-Doo, and move him up front, and it'll be the dog show. And it'll be, our Abbott and Costello will be Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. And went there, and in a matter of 2 hours, we had revised the concept, and it worked. It just worked great. We could take all the stories that we developed, and just with this refocusing, we solved the Frank Stanton problem, because then it became all-out comedy. The threats were just as serious. But anyway, I went back, got a very quick approval, and the show went on the air and opened with a 55 share. Which is, for a new show, it was not based on anything. It was a brand new original. And that show has been on the air continually since 1968. So it's been on the air 33 years in various formats, to keep it fresh and everything. We did Scooby-Doo movies with guest stars. We did Scrappy-Doo, which was his little nephew. We did a lot of different things to keep the format going. And now a whole new generation of kids have discovered it. I think there are a lot of adults who grew up with it, and it's, believe, the number one show on the Cartoon Network. I mean, it's one of their staples. So, but the Saturday morning was like prime time. It was always changing. It was extremely competitive. Everybody's going for the same basic audience. And you really had to be as sharp as can be in development. And it was very good training for me.